Hello, this is Victor, and I want to make a new video talking this time about Escalation and Stronghold Assault, the two last supplements that Games Workshop have launched for Warhammer 40k. First, I will explain a little bit what you can find in these books, and then, from my opinion, what is the impact in the game, and why there are some very strong opinions against of using these supplements. So first of all, let's talk about Escalation. Escalation is a new supplement that allows you to put super heavy vehicles and gargantuan monstrous creatures in a standard type of game. Okay, the rules are basically the same as in Apocalypse book, with very small changes. First, they add a new slot on the formation on the form organization chart of the army that allows you to put super heavies. This new slot is called Lords of War and is like the fortifications, that is a new type of slot in the army organization. The second rule they add is that the super heavies will give 1 point, for every 3 hull points or 3 wounds that you do on the super heavy or the gargantuesque monstrous creature. So the rest are pretty similar of what you can find in Apocalypse. Also, the weapons remain as they are in Apocalypse, so everything that is touched with a weapon with strength D is killed, and in case that you are a vehicle or a super heavy vehicle, you will have a special table for weapons with the strength D. The other thing that they have added is that in case that you don't feel any super heavy and your opponent is feeling a super heavy, you will have +1 in seizing the initiative. And that's all the main rules that they add on super heavies to be used on standard games. The other supplement that Games Workshop have launched is a Stronghold Assault. This is an ampliation of the rules on buildings and fortifications. So in that book, first you will find review of the building rules, some clarifications and some ampliations in some of the rules that are a little bit vague on the rule book. They are also adding new types of buildings that are not in the basic rule book, creating quite a long list of different buildings that you can field. And on top of that, they create new options and new upgrades for the buildings, and upgrades that you can put next to the buildings that will benefit your troops. So for me, it's a very interesting book where you have a lot of different types of fortifications, and you can add extra boost to your army by using one of these fortifications. In the types of fortifications that you can find are from the very common one, like the Aegis line, to something that is very strong, like the silo for vortex missiles. So they go from 50 points a building to more than 500 points for a building. They also create a new entry that is a combination of different buildings, where you can field Aegis lines combined with towers and with other type of buildings. So a Stronghold Assault is also including buildings that have weapons with strength D, and also including buildings that have super blast or apocalyptic blast on their weapons. Now I want to give a little bit my opinion on what these books are adding to 40k. From my point of view, these books are adding new choices and new opportunities to create new armies. So I think it's a good addition to the 40k to open the possibility for the new type of fortifications, and also to have the possibility to deploy more frequently your super heavy vehicles. So one of the complaints is that people is saying that vehicles are overpowered to be used in the standard games. I'm not sure yet because I didn't have the opportunity to field super heavy vehicles in a standard game right now. But I have the feeling that are not this overpowered because they give extra victory points to your opponent and they are very expensive. For example, if you take a bind blade, is 550 points. So for that point, you can field two land riders that have better armor and they have 4 hull points each. So 8 hull points versus the 9 that the Bane Blade have. And the Bane Blade will have the Bane Blade cannon and then a Demolisher cannon. But the basic Bane Blade don't have sponsors on the sides. So I don't feel that these are very overpowered. One of the big complaints is also the weapons of Strength D. These weapons are killing infantry just by touching them, so you don't need to wound, and any type of save is allowed. Also are quite powerful against normal vehicles because they kill them with 2+. But on the other side, to fill normally the deep weapons are very expensive and you need your super heavy. And if your opponent is killing your super heavy, you are giving 3 points to your opponent. Plus, the super heavy will do apocalyptic explosion. They have different type of explosion and can also damage your own army. So overall, I think it's a good change and it's a good addition to be able to deploy these super heavies and also the new buildings that they are adding in the Stronghold Assault. They will give more variety, and at the same time I think this is going to change again the meta, and I think this is one of the reasons why some people is a little bit confused, because now the meta can change a lot with the addition of the super heavies. We also have to think that in the small games, 1000 points, 1500 points, any game that is below 2000 will be quite difficult to fill the super heavy, because this will be more than 1/3 of your army. So you will have very little army around the super heavy, and then you will have difficulties to hold any objective. If your opponent have a lot of miniatures and they manage to kill your lines or your scoring units, maybe you will lose because you cannot capture any type of objective. So summarizing, I think they are good addition. They are adding variety. Maybe we have to adapt our armies again to new changes in the army list and the army organization. But I think also it's giving opportunities to armies that today are not very powerful to be able to deploy some more powerful weapons. And I think at the end what is happening is that the meta will change again, and we have to see how we adapt to the new meta if we allow to have super heavies and the new buildings on the battlefield. So that's all for this video. Enjoy the new supplements if you want. Thanks a lot for watching. See you again later. Bye.